Inebriated? Whoops, I dropped it.
If it gets boring, we'll move.
You have
It's slow clap.
Yes, yes.
I gave you a copy. Just in case you can't. Okay.
He's laughing.
Okay. Thank you for everyone for attending. This is the very first birthday party that I had organized for myself, by myself. The others were organized for other people, by other people. So it's the first ever. And actually holding a party is a great incentive to tidy the house.
Who tidied the house?
When you have a party coming, you begin to notice the cobwebs and the dust on the windowsill. So I really recommend, giving it some thought. And of course, I thank Jenny for working so hard past 2 days. Yeah, she was a bit stressed out. So was I, but with a bit of organization, we'll be able to pull this together. So, first of all, it is an honor to reach 60, because there is no guarantee that one will reach that age. I can think of two people right now, one below 60 and one just above it, that didn't make it. One, our cousin Robin, who passed away from cancer at age 58, and the other, Fatema's daughter's father-in-law, who passed away of a heart attack at age 66. So having said that, well, those two people actually are in our thoughts as past few weeks we have been thinking of them. But it just drives home the point that reaching any milestone actually is a privilege. There is no guarantee. Now, as some of you may know, I like doing medical research, and I go download reports from the library, University of Sydney, reports from, New England Journal of Medicine, Archives of Internal Medicine. I just read those stuff. And one of the reports I read just the other week classified the age of 60 and above as geriatric. So I have to ask you, am I officially now geriatric?
Yay!
Doctor says so. It is not that bad, because there are some advantages of reaching 60. One thing is, yesterday I went to the city with Ben on the City Rail train, and I paid $10.20 for a ticket. And as Mariam said, in a few days I can get this for $2.50 for as much as I want. Not one return journey, but for as many return journeys in one day. And for $2.50, the ticket, the senior ticket, actually is the price of the ticket 30 years ago. So when I reach 60, I'll actually be gaining 30 years. And the same for like $6 movie tickets. I can get $6. Jenny and I can see $6 movie tickets.
We get $6 movie tickets.
Yeah, so that's a price, a long time ago.
They even send us emails to say they can get it for cheap.
Another advantage of reaching 60 is that I don't have to explain why I can't do things. When I was younger, I was bad at sports, quite bad. In school, they used to call me useless. I was always last to be chosen for the football team. So now, if someone asks me to play football, I just say, I can't. I'm too old. That's really funny. Another advantage of reaching the age of 60 is that you're not influenced by social norms, as a younger person would be. You're not tied down by what other people think. You actually are in tune with what you think yourself. And sometimes I really don't care what other people think, you know. Now, whether this is because I'm getting wiser, or whether it's because my prefrontal cortex is eroding, I don't know. For those that don't know about brain science, the prefrontal cortex is a part of the brain that controls inhibition, and that tends to go down with age. Take your clothes off. Take your clothes off. Don't do it.
Dance, please.
So expectations of you are less when you reach 60. Expectations of you are less when you reach 60. So when you achieve goals, people are surprised. So the older I get, the more I hope to surprise. Also, when I don't behave, people think it's just because I'm getting old, you know, I don't behave, but they don't know that I've always been naughty. I think as I look back on my life, my life is one of overcoming challenges that I thought were impossible to overcome. That feeling that I can never do that. I really thought that many challenges were impossible in my younger days. But my philosophy is summed up by a quote by Perseus. And Perseus is a Roman poet. He said that he who endures wins. He who endures wins. So just keep persisting, never give up. So I taught myself how to swim the crawl at the age of 36. I overcame my deep-seated fear of driving at the age of 39. I began a loving long-term relationship at the age of 53. I overcame my fear of public speaking at the age of 54. The two are not related. And I organized my own birthday party at the age of 60.
So he says.
The goals I have before me, among the goals I have before me are financial abundance, emotional health, and to do something for the world. Now, to me, those seem right now like impossible challenges, but I always remember the words, "He who endures wins." In many ways, I've lived my life backwards, like Benjamin Button. The story of the guy who lived his life backwards. For much of my life under 60, I behaved as though I was retired. For my life over 50, I really like to be really active. And we have a few people who are 70 right now, who are quite active. Do you mind me mentioning names?
No. It'll be inspiring. I'm still walking.
Yeah. Peter and this anonymous lady, Claire and John, age of 70, very active, working. And they just keep on going, and I really look up to you, you know. You are my role models.
I'm not wise.
And I feel like, John, that we will never, ever retire. Isn't that right, John?
Yep, that's right.
We will never, ever retire.
But we'll keep our clothes on.
You had us worried.
Finally, there is one important person I must thank, and that is my mother. I'd like to thank her for catching me when I fell. Mothers are expected to look after their kids, but she's gone above and beyond. And for that, I'll be eternally grateful. So, to answer the question, am I geriatric? Am I over the hill? No, I am not over the hill, as I have mountains still to climb. Thank you.